Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another point defense turret that's great for say dropping into an unknown location to make sure it's nice and safe before rolling up your precious vehicles, or to have in a location that you're currently building in just to have a bit of defense from any kind of pesky drones. So this thing right behind me is called the Deltacore Heavy Autoturret, and this is it in its fully deployed form. Then right next to it, this is it in its standby mode. So what's going to happen is we're going to drop it in like it is right now, then as it falls to the ground, the parachutes will deploy on the side here, then when the sensor block activates, it'll then open up its legs, land down onto the ground like this so it's nice and stable, then the gun is free to fire at anything in the surrounding areas. It's just a very simple and very useful setup that could get a lot of use later on in the automatons update, where you could have a drone go and fly over, drop these off, and then fly back to base. So what we're going to do is press F10, find it in the spawn menu, then we're going to go around the outside of what this looks like, then we're going to drop them onto the pirates in the distance to see how they fare. So the heavy autocannon turret is definitely not 26,650 blocks, no, it's actually only 115 with a PCU of 884, so it's a rather lightweight and small thing. It uses no DLC packs and no mods, so we simply give this a thumbs up, move around over to this section, have a look around the outside, and then we'll go and test it out. So over on the side fins that deploy down to become its legs, what we can see is a parachute, one on each leg, so if one gets shot off, you've got some backups just in case. If you were to move around onto the side, you can't really see too much, it's just going to be a bunch of steel blocks, and I do believe something is spawning in the background. Anyway, moving up, there's our hinges to fold the legs all the way up and become our fins with our parachutes. There's the autocannon in the middle, then dropping all the way down, there's our sensor block, with a cargo container right in the middle to store all your ammunition. And there we go, that's a brief look outside the deployed form. Let's come over to the undeployed form, and this is simply what it looks like. So the legs fold all the way up into a straight line, there's nothing really to attach it onto a ship, so you will have to get a bit creative of how you want to attach this onto a ship, onto a vehicle to drop it off. The easiest solution would be to have landing legs on the top here, and just to simply press P to drop it off, and that's up to you. And right in the middle, there's our autocannon turret, where it does have a fairly compromised view if it wants to shoot stuff while it's falling down to the ground. And with that all done and out of the way, what I am going to do before we head over to the space pirates is grab hold of my character, jetpack a little bit away, spawn in a brand new one so you can see how this thing works. So we're going to drop it there, I'm going to come down to the ground, and we can watch it as it slowly falls down. So there's all 4 parachutes to make sure it can land nice and safely. As it gets close to the ground, the sensor will activate, and then the legs will deploy and lift it all the way up. This will make sure it's nice and stable and will stop it from falling down a mountainside, so it should hopefully grip into the ground to stop it from sliding. And there we go, that's all it does. And of course, if you really want to, we can find some magnetic plates, let's go and find this, put them on the edge of the legs, and just say have them like this. Do quite nicely, one there, one there, one there, and one there. You now copy and paste this, drop this one down, because now it will get stuck onto the ground, and will stop it definitely from sliding around. That'll be very useful. So up it goes, and away it goes. Hopefully it will come down. There's the parachutes, and now we simply have to wait for it, and hopefully this will work. Then, if it does, if it doesn't, we'll just simply go over to the space pirates, drop a few on top of them, and see how it goes. So here it comes down to the ground. There goes the sensor, and now it's going to drop down, and there we go. It did activate a bit early, you would have to put this on a time block if you wanted it to work properly. That is something you can do, and a way you can customize it. So all that's left to do is go over to the space pirates, drop something on top of them, and that'll be that for this video. It's very self-explanatory with what they do. And here we are at the space pirates. The little base that sits right next to the Earth starting base, and while these guys would be getting pretty annoyed at me because I'm always setting stuff at them. So here is our little turret, now I'm going to come all the way up to it, and I'm going to just spawn in a couple of these. Put one over there, one over there, one over there, one over there, and one over there. Now I'm going to come down to the ground. There comes their rockets, they are going to start shooting them. Hopefully they can get down to the ground in time. There is that one is now firing into the pirates. Game has frozen a little bit. And there goes one of them has failed to deploy properly, but now all the other ones are properly shooting. And away they go. I'm not too sure why the legs have deployed. It does seem a little bit odd of what they're doing, and they seem to have got stuck and gone upside down. But it does look like the turrets are working, and it looks like they are going to start to roll around, and they are going to shoot space pirates, just like the creator intended. But yes, that's pretty much it for the Deltacore Heavy Autoturret has to offer. It seems to have done a great job against these space pirates. We've disabled them, and they've got no more weapons on the front there. and it should do pretty well against any kind of pesky drones coming towards you. So there'll be a link to it in the description below if you wish to download and play around with yourself. Highly recommend you do, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.